Hi, this is Jennifer Welch, and I decided to do my interview assignment on Miss Natasha Hudson. Miss Hudson is the director of the Student Activities Center and Campus Life at Clayton State University. Her career path began at Mercer University as an undergraduate in political science, where she thought she was going to continue to be a lawyer, but then during her senior year at Mercer University, she worked with a nonprofit organization called Families Against Teen Pregnancies. And during that time, she was able to work with students who were at high-risk youth, or students who were high-risk youth. And what she learned during that time was that she really enjoyed working with that population, helping them to exceed the expectations that were set for them, or that people had of them. And so that's changed her career shifted her career path to one of youth development, community engagement, and social change, which eventually led her to student affairs. Some of her educational credentials include that she got her Bachelor of Arts in Political Science at Mercer University, her Master's of Public Administration at Florida State University, and is currently working on her Doctorate of Education and Educational Leadership from Nebraska State. Positions that she's held in student affairs include the Upward Bound Coordinator at Mercer University through their TRIO Upward Bound program. She held the Assistant Director of Campus Life position, and the director, and currently holds the director of the Department of Campus Life and Student Activities Center at Clayton State University. Some positions that she's held outside of student affairs include the Youth Community Coordinator for Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the Assistant Director for the Clayton State University Center for Continuing Education, and the AmeriCorps Director for Communities and Schools of Georgia. When asked about what some of the best parts and worst parts of her current position were, Ms. Hudson said that the best part of her job was the interaction that she gets to have with her students. She likes witnessing the student growth and development that happens, whether it's over the course of a year, 4 years, and being able to be a part of that student's life. She also likes being able to create programs and opportunities that foster student success, and serving as students' mentors, their family away from home, and as their advocates. The fact that students are able to trust her in that capacity is something that she really values. Some of the worst parts of the job are the administrative roles that limit her direct interaction with students. Those being meetings that she has to attend, budgets that she has to review, just the administrative tasks that limit that time she's able to spend supporting students. She said it's a tough balancing act trying to hold down those administrative roles and represent the Department of Campus Life and Student Activities Center, while at the same time trying to have that face-to-face time with her students. She says sometimes this could lead to her feeling lonely or disconnected from both her staff department, or her department staff, as well as her students. For the Campus Life, the mission is to provide opportunities for students to learn how to become productive citizens in the global world by engaging them in educational, multicultural, service-based, and social experiences. Pretty much just making sure that the co-curricular experiences of the students are met. The Campus Life staff and Student Activities Center is ran by 8 staff members. The director, who oversees all the programming areas and the Student Activities Center facility. The associate director, who oversees the programmatic functions of Campus Life. The assistant director, who is responsible for management of student organizations, a technology manager, who oversees the equipment and technology and management for the facility, a program coordinator, who oversees leadership and civic engagement, the AmeriCorps program coordinator, who manages the AmeriCorps program grant, the reservation coordinator, who oversees campus-based reservations for students, departments, and external clients, and lastly, the administrative support, who provides administrative support to the director and staff. Some departmental changes that have happened in the past 5 years or so include adjustments to programming due to staff attrition and rehiring freeze. Streamlining programs due to limited staff to signature programs that meet each department's objectives and missions. Pretty much over the past couple of years, this department has seen a lot of staff who have had to leave, but not being able to refill those positions. So this means that a lot of the programs that the staff had been doing, there weren't enough staff to keep those programs going. So they had to cut back and really figure out what those signature programs were for the department and focus solely on those, and let go of a few other activities and events that they didn't have the staff manpower to meet anymore. Lastly, one of the changes is that the staff has been working to really tell the department's story of how its work is more than just extracurricular, but how it's more of a co-curricular nature that complements academics. So really trying to explain across the campus how campus life function really impacts the academic nature of the students on campus. Some departmental issues and concerns is that assessment of student activities and their impact on student soft skills is still something that's hard for the department to do. Really focusing on communication, leadership, critical thinking, and awareness, trying to find a quantitative way to assess those areas is hard for the department. Also, being able to effectively communicate the relevance of the department's impact across the campus, specifically to the administration and faculty, just like we talked about in the last slide. Another area is the budget status. The campus life budget status is based on student enrollment, and currently student enrollment is down, which means that the department has to downsize their programmatic calendar to meet the enrollment and budget realities. Department financial need. Yes, of course there's always a department financial need, and for the campus life department, the biggest area of financial need is in staffing. We need staffing for more competitive salaries and to be able to fill full-time positions that the department may be lacking. Particularly, Ms. Hudson pointed out the leadership program coordinator, a full-time admin, because right now their administrative support is just on a half-time basis, and having more support for the AmeriCorps program. Some accomplishments of the department include that the department has been a 5-time recipient of the Department of the Year for the Student Choice Awards. It was the inaugural department recipient for the university's President's Making a Difference Award. 4 of the 8 staff members are working towards a high degree program. 3 of those are as doctoral programs, or doctoral candidates. Recently, the department was the author of the university's designation on the U.S. President's Honor Roll for Higher Education, and the department became a certifying entity for the U.S. President's Volunteer Service Award. The department also authored and renewed a major grant, the AmeriCorps National Service Grant, and has done this for 6 years. And also the department was a huge contributor to the university's Engaged Campus Award. Some future goals of the department are to continue to offer services and programs that impact the whole student. They're moving towards a focus on services versus program and activities. Meaning that they want to provide services such as trainings for leadership, multiculturalism, diversity, and provide those type of services versus one-time activities or limited events. And become the central resource to the campus community for all things student development related. Ms. Hudson, when asked what some of the major issues were facing higher education, said that the changing nature of the college student, especially when you're talking about campus life, means the increase in non-traditional student and the online students. How to find a way to meet the needs of these students and engaging these type of students. Many of them may have families or full-time jobs, and say that they lack that on-campus engagement. So finding a way to meet that need for these students, even though they might not actually be on campus for too much time during the week. She also pointed that risk management for the institution is getting higher in relation to social media because it's hard for the institution to control what students say via social media, even though that might represent or could represent the campus identity. Ms. Hudson stated that she is very satisfied with her career in student affairs because she loves seeing the impact of the department's work on the students' development, growth, and maturity and success towards their future goals. Some of Ms. Hudson's future aspirations are to become a community development director of a large organization, For instance, she said that she would love to be able to be the community development director for the Falcons, or another large institution, or another large organization like that. However, she also would love to stay and work towards becoming the vice president of student affairs at the institution as well. Some advice that Ms. Hudson gives to people entering the student affairs field is to make sure that they keep a positive attitude and the reason for why they do the work they do in mind. Because sometimes the bureaucracy of higher education can be frustrating, the salary may be low, but the difference that they're able to make in our students is priceless. She says that we prepare students for life and that we are the ones getting it done. My reaction to the interview with Ms. Hudson, first that came to mind was how similar our paths to the student affairs field was. I also was a student at Berry College, or I was a student at Berry College who was also a political science major. And I also thought that I was going to go into the law field and become a nonprofit civil rights lawyer. But my senior year too, I was working as part of a community service organization where I was working hands-on with helping college-age youth find their passion through community service and impacting the community. And once I had that position my senior year, the whole outlook of what I thought I was going to do with my life changed. Similar to Ms. Hudson, I also worked with a few community agencies right after college before I went into the student affairs field. Would I want to work for a department similar to this? Yes, I would. I think, though, more specifically, I would really like to work for a maybe larger institution where the departments were more specified, and work for a department specifically for community engagement or service learning. The assessment of the interview experience, I really enjoyed getting to hear the challenges and day-to-day operations of a higher level administrator. Sometimes you see higher level administrators running around campus, and sometimes I know I wasn't sure exactly what they did from a day-to-day operation sense. So being able to hear some of her experiences helped kind of explain what to expect as you continue to move up in the level of higher education administration. I also enjoy getting to hear her opinion on the state of higher education and really hear how her career path led to higher education field. Thanks so much.